Okay, here are the last two. Something interesting happens with this because we're going to end up with a negative square root, so we should know what happens. So again, I'm going to get the n squared and the n by itself. I know I'm going to have to add something to both sides to complete the square. So here we go. So half of b squared. So half of b is -4, squared is 16. I'm going to add 16 to both sides. Add those two together, you get -50. And in this case here, two things that multiply to 16, to add to -8. Think about it. -4 times -4 gives you positive 16. -4 plus -4. If I had two of those, would add to -8. Okay, so we could do the FOIL and everything, make sure that that's right. But after that, again, we're just going to square root both sides. N minus 4 equals the positive and negative root of, now this can be written as 25 times 2 times -1. Okay, so we have a negative square root, so that's where our imaginary number comes out. So that comes out front as 5, that comes out front as I. So let me rewrite this. This is going to be 5i radical 2. So then my last step is to just add 4 to both sides. So n equals 4 plus or minus 5i radical 2. And when it's an imaginary solution, you can just leave it just like that. Okay, there will not be a decimal answer for that. Okay, number 7. Excuse my cough. Okay, again, going to get x squared and x by itself. So I'm going to subtract 81 from both sides. X squared minus 10x. Going to add something to both sides. Looks like this is going to be -77 when I put those two together, or 78. Okay, and then add something to both sides. So what is that something? We're going to take b, divide it by 2, and square it. So -5 squared is 25. See, what I'm doing is I'm making sure that this is a perfect square. If you didn't notice that already, every single one we've done, this ends up being a perfect square. This is a perfect square because there's a 1 there. So no matter what I do, I'm always going to have a perfect square on this side. Put those two together, you get -53. Looks like. And on this side, again, I'm going to have -5 because I have this. Really, if you just look at the sign of b, that's going to be your sign in the middle. Okay, so you can always keep that in mind. Then square root both sides. Again, we have an imaginary number there. So this is plus or minus. Now, radical 53 can only be written as I radical 53. The 53 cannot be broken down. So finally, once I add 5 to both sides, I have x equals 5 plus or minus I radical 53. And that's my answer.